Hey, yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace, you gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you know the difference. I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed, cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience under pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision, I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro, you know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah, socks with the burst, boy, I ain't changed a bit. Normal guy till I die, you know what it is. You probably thought I'd give up now that I got some kids, but really now I got these arrows aiming at your ribs. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. Hey, please be on the notice, these my motives. Bought my chicken and it's rotis. You parsimonious, you take it all cause you a locust. My focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the rip and we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming, the competition ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now, they all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me, I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of their character. Homie, you need a price cause without it the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing it. We swinging for the fences with the sting of a left hook that connects with Sonny Liston. I'm dismissing any and all of the disrespect. Nonetheless, it ain't a threat, I'm just letting y'all know who's next. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the start, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas, you gon' see the...
Yeah, I got money on my phone and money on me. I got all these hoes, but still lonely. They've been blowing on that strong, but still so weak. I've been hiding a drone, but still low-key. We've been sitting on the floor, they in the nosebleeds. Lately I've been in control, they can't control me. Yeah, they about to get exposed for being so cheap. I've been sticking to the code and I ain't gon' cheat. Yo, grew my hair and took the grill out. Think it's time to put it back in. Trying to get into that big house, turn the crib into the mansion. Needed something with that big bounce. You know I had to hit Jackson. Aaron Rodgers with the quick routes. I'm with the gang, we packing. We on the field at Lambo. Might peel in a Lambo. Running drills in my camo. They know what the M stand for. Still got fam in Hawaii, yeah. Couple fans in the lobby, yeah. Couple grand in my pocket, yeah. Couple grams of wasabi, yeah. Eye it up, no glasses. Light it up, no matches. Wife it up, no ratchets. Might turn my wife to an actress. And we gon' make a movie, no Kim K. Give a fuck about what your friends say. I got money on my phone and money on me. I got all these hoes, but still lonely. They've been blowing on that strong, but still so weak. I've been hiding a drone, but still low-key. We've been sitting on the floor, they in the nosebleeds. Lately I've been in control, they can't control me. Yeah, they about to get exposed for being so cheap. I've been sticking to the code and I ain't gon' cheat.
I'm just sticking to the code, I keep it so G. She asked me what I smoke, I'm smoking OG. I don't fool with too many, only catch me 4 deep. Gotta stay away from snakes, swear these people so creep. I've been grinding for a minute, many labels so sleep. These rappers drop a song, be hot for about a week. I put Gucci on my toes, I keep some cold feet. I ain't paying for no home, you niggas know me. I'm about to body the beat. I keep me a hottie with me. She wanna for a fee. Give me that for free. Keep me some money on me. Smoking the gas, keep. You with me, sheesh. Benito, G, Keith.
I got money on my phone and money on me. I got all these hoes, but still lonely. They've been blowing on that strong, but still so weak. I've been hiding a drone, but still low-key. We've been sitting on the floor, they in the nosebleeds. Lately I've been in control, they can't control me. Yeah, they about to get exposed for being so cheap. I've been sticking to the code and I ain't gon' cheat.
Coach, what's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them two bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday, except for yesterday, right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What is going on, Mafia? Well, Bitcoin coming into our next key level. Funny enough, sentiment remained the same yesterday. I wasn't able to stream, but the sentiment remained the same. And here we are at the level that we looked at. Not yesterday, but the day before. But shout out to the CandleMafia. Welcome in, guys. Are we going to see a continuation of this pump to the upside? As you guys know, we are approaching a massive, massive level of resistance, which not only could be strong resistance, but potentially, if we're able to break above it, it could open up the door for higher prices. So we're going to take a look at the price action here. I am short from the top here. Not the tippy top, but I got a pretty good entry. But I am short here with the premium Discord, guys. But I will say we do have some interesting things on the charts. Oh, man, we got some confirmations to enter the short. I took it. It is in profit, but I do see a potential possibility of coming up a little bit higher above the high that we made here at about $95,866. So we're going to break down the charts. I'm going to show you guys what I'm expecting here next on Bitcoin. And shout out to Gen Z. Thank you for the super chat. He said, happy birthday, Frankie. Shout out to Gen Z. It is my birthday, guys. Not today, but Sunday. So, yeah, it is my birthday this weekend, guys. So maybe, I don't know. At this point, I hope we dump so the short could pay out. But maybe Bitcoin will just pump for my birthday. But shout out to Gen Z. Thank you so much. So, yeah, I feel like most people know how old I am. But go ahead and put your guesses at how old I am going to be on Sunday. Oh, God, I can't believe I'm the age that I am right now. But shout out to the CandleMafia. Thank you guys for being here. Gen Z, thank you for the birthday wishes. And we got K Diggity in the chat. What is going on? We got John Boy. What is going on? We got Simon. Andrew Dance. Come on, Andrew. Andrew Dance. Shout out to Andrew Dance. Welcome in, bro. 55. Wow. Shout out to Ennis. Good Lord, 55. Dang, do I look that bad? 100. Oh my God, guys, I'm aging like milk right now. 420. Let's go. Shout out to Goldavelli. 24, 35, 87, 33, 35, 30, 69, 37, 34. Okay, the realistic ones aren't too far off. I'm gonna let those continue to come in. 12. Shout out to Robert. Yeah, I actually not 12. I'm turning 13 on Sunday, guys. Yo, shout out to Tony D dropping my actual age here from the Frankie Candles account and deleted it. Tony, what was that? But yes, I am going to be turning 30. I am going to be turning 33, guys. Oh, man. Shout out to Tony. Oh, Tony just said his guess from the Frankie Candles account. But yes, I will be turning 33, guys. 33 years young. And hopefully Bitcoin can do what we want it to do on my birthday weekend. But we're going to take a look at price here, guys. Like I said, I am short. We did have the signals. We could see a potential continuation to the downside here. But overall, guys, I'm going to say higher time frames. I don't feel too bad about Bitcoin. We got the daily money flow crossing over into the green. Finally, we've been looking for that to happen for quite some time. Hey, shout out to Darren Does Things. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate the super chat. Said, happy birthday, boss. More life, more blessings, more candles, more volume profiles, more profitable trades. GG. Shout out to Darren Dustings. I appreciate you so much. And thank you so much for everything you do in the premium Discord, Darren. We appreciate you. If you guys don't know, Darren's in the premium Discord. He's got his own channel. He's another analyst that we have on the team, helping out the CandleMafia, crushing these trades, going up and down. Shout out to Gen Z with another super chat. Said, by the way, you tell charts 133 years. By the way, you tell charts 133 years old. Shout out to Gen Z. Oh, yeah, we got Redman in the chat. Said, I'm short, Frankie. Shout out to Redman. Me too, baby. Me too. But I'm going to show you guys why I'm being a little bit careful with that. But shout out to Gen Z. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you to Darren Does Things. Thank you to everybody for the birthday wishes. And yes, I will be 33. Not 100. But shout out to you guys. We're going to take a look at the charts here. Why is ETH not pumping above 1,800? We're going to take a look at that as well. We'll take a look at some of the altcoins. And if you stick around till the end of the stream, we are going to be doing a giveaway. We got 10 crypto giveaways. So stick around to the end of the stream and snash, S-N-A-S-H, smash that like button if you have not already. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Let's get into it. Okay, so here we are, guys. Now, if you remember, not yesterday, but the day before, on Wednesday, we were looking for a potential move into our next key zone of resistance, which was sitting up here at the daily naked point of control. Let me actually let me pull up the other levels as well. We have a monthly naked point of control and a daily naked point of control. And we were talking about how, hey, if not only were we looking for this push to the upside into our key level of resistance, however, guys, we were actually trying to front run some of these medium time frame bearish divergences, looking for that push, and just understanding that when we see these anchor waves, these momentum waves forming like this, it does give us a potential possibility of coming up and putting in a lower high on that momentum wave. But when we try to front run those bearish divergences, we understand that we have to get that higher high, right? So you look for the lower high on the momentum waves, and then we look for the higher high on price into our key level of resistance. So we wound up getting that like almost perfect. Let me see. I still have this pulled up. I don't think there's anything secret in here. But yeah, not only were we looking for this in the premium Discord, guys, looking for that break of the trend line with our daily bullish divergences into the 786 where everybody was saying bear market, looking for that continuation up to this $96,000 to $97,000 zone. And we just barely front ran 96K today. But I will just talk, I don't know why this is so laggy, but I just wanted to kind of show exactly what we were looking for here in the premium Discord. Looking at that key level of support down there towards our anchored VWAP. I'm going to go over that as well, but we were looking at this on the live stream as well as in the premium Discord, looking for that potential higher high to come in, anticipating that lower high on our momentum waves. This is the 4-hour time frame, and we did end up getting this perfectly, guys, with our higher high on price into our key level of resistance. And you can see the 4-hour time frame is beautifully looking to print that 4-hour bearish divergence. And I do want to give some disclaimers here, guys. I don't know if we are going to get the cool off here or if we are going to get one more little push to the upside, because we did front run. As you guys know, this is a huge, huge, huge level of resistance. Let me go ahead and hide some of this stuff so I could just take a look at these key levels, right? This has been that big level, 96 to 97K. We have the macro golden pocket up here, pulled from the high all the way to the low. You can see we have the golden pocket. We did not tap that just yet, but we have a lot of resistance here, guys. Not only is this the full retracement from the all-time high all the way to the low, but this is also a daily, monthly, daily naked point of control, a monthly naked point of control. We have a weekly just above that at about 96,300. And I will say, like, there's a few things that I don't love about a bigger continuation down, at least yet. But just to kind of break this down before we go into the local price action, I just want to talk about this. Huge level of resistance that we've been looking for ever since April 9th, right? I think the, shout out to Tony D. Yo, I said this the other day. We should mark out the thumbnails on the chart because never trade thumbnails or take a thumbnail at face value, but I do try to make them very relevant to what we're looking at and what the theme of the actual stream is going to be. We don't just try to like shamelessly clickbait it, but we were talking about the bottom potentially being in here, and I think it was on the 9th of April, which literally ended up being the bottom here for at least that bigger retracement in towards this golden pocket at 96 to 97K. But there is a plethora of resistance here, guys, which again is why we were looking for that short in the premium Discord. And now it is starting to play out just a little bit, but I will say there are some mixed signals here on Market Cypher B, and because this is such a big zone of resistance, I wouldn't really be shocked. I'm going to be all right getting potentially stopped out of this if we do get another shot to the upside. And we do have, we do have bearish signals printing, right? At least in the medium term. Long term, I do think, right, daily money flow crossing over into the green. This does not look bad for a larger continuation to the upside, but these short-term pullbacks are not unlikely, right? So we do have the bearish divergences, but I will say, because we have so much resistance above, because we front ran that monthly naked point of control, I will be okay getting stopped out of this for a small loss, and then I will see if we could get some more confirmations in here to see if we can find another short. It really depends. Like, are we going to get the pullback first, or are we going to come up and tap these key levels, come a little bit deeper into the resistance zone, maybe come up to the 786? It's going to be a little bit hard. I'm going to show you guys exactly why I feel like that. But just locally, I'm going to start here. I'm going to go on the higher time frames. We're going to work our way down to the lower time frames, and then I'll show you why I'm a little bit suspicious about this short position, although it is working out absolutely perfectly, exactly as we looked for. But I feel a little bit suspicious, and I'm going to show you guys exactly why. But first off, let's start off on the higher time frames, right? Number one, I'm going to turn off the TA here really quickly. Number one, we have the weekly green dot confirmed. This is what we were looking at a week ago, right? Looking for that green dot to confirm, and we know when we get that green dot to print on a Market Cypher B, with our 10-hour money flow crossover into the green, which you can see right here, that is that Market Cypher B 1/16 strategy. Oh, I got to turn on the TA again. Let me just hide some of this stuff. Hide that folder, hide that folder. You guys can see 10-hour money flow crossover into the green with our weekly green dot. This is what we are looking at for that continuation to the upside. And again, at that point, we were already breaking above our massive, massive, massive trend line that we have been rejecting for quite some time. And this was pretty much exactly what we were looking for, as I showed in the Discord, just looking for that bigger retracement to come in, right? We put in those nice 2-day bullish divergences into our key level of support, which was the 786 sitting right down here. That was on April 9th. That's literally, I think it was a market update I was looking at it in. 2-day bull divs, daily bull divs, and then understanding that we see the money flow starting to come back to the upside here. We have the weekly green dot, the 10-hour money flow, looking for that continuation up, and we are just in that zone right now, barely front running that golden pocket. But with that being said, we now have on our daily time frame, guys, money flow crossing over into the green. Not a bad sign. And as long as this money flow can stay in the green, we could potentially anticipate, even if we get a bigger pullback, and I'm going to show some key levels of support I'm looking at down here that we could potentially come down to. But this money flow crossover into the green, as long as this stays somewhat decent, we could look for higher lows and higher highs to come. But I want to be very clear, guys. This is the biggest level of resistance that we have come up to in quite some time, right? Not only is it all these technical levels, daily naked point of control, monthly naked point of control, etc. But we actually looked at this on the live stream the other day, just from a visible range volume profile perspective, right? Like when we look at this, right? Hey, we have the massive bullish divergences here on the 2-day. Money flow starts to shape up on the daily, and then we have the golden pocket obviously sitting right in this zone as well. But when we look at this, guys, this is obviously going to be massive resistance because not only the technical levels, but the high volume node. And I will say this, right? Is there an opportunity to get a rejection here? Obviously, I am short. But if we get above this and flip it to support, guys, this could be good. I was talking to the premium Discord earlier, kind of talking about like, the bummer here on the way up is like, well, hey, we have a gigantic wall of resistance, right? But the kind of plus there is if we break above it and we flip it to support, if we look at this from a volume profile perspective, you're above that big wall of volume, and there is not a ton of volume up here. It you can see the volume starts to fall off as we continue up. So this is still remaining not only key level of resistance, but a major key level that, if flipped to support, could potentially open up the doorway to massive, massive moves on Bitcoin. Now, obviously, we do have local resistance, right? We have our volume profile here, POCs right in the middle of the range. And even if you're not looking at all that resistance that we're looking at with the naked points of controls, and we just look at this from a simple volume profile perspective, we got above the value area low here, doorway to higher prices. As long as we're able to stay above this, you look for that move into the POC. And then and this is where we oftentimes see turbulence. Maybe we get a little cool off. We're going to talk about that today. I'm going to kind of talk about what I'm looking for there. And then if we are able to eventually, right, whether we come up now, we get the correction down and then come back up. Once we get above this POC, guys, that number one opens up the doorway to the value area high, which does sit at around $103,000. And we also want to remember we do have a lot of liquidity sitting above this wick right here at about $99,700, right? So we get above the POC. We're now we'll at that point be above all that key resistance, and it will turn into support, right? And then once you're above that high volume node, not a lot of volume above, and you have all that liquidity here, which could assist in another move into the value area high. And then, to be honest, typically, you guys know, if we're looking for lower highs on the Fibonacci, right, it's going to come in either at the golden pocket or the 786. So typically, in a normal situation, I am looking at the golden pocket as the first opportunity to get a lower high, especially, even if you're looking for a lower low, which, by the way, guys, is a possibility. Although that daily money flow looks good, crazy things happen. We could see some news, anything, one little bad news event could absolutely send this thing back down. We have a situation for that in the premium Discord. I'm not going to go over every single scenario here in the live stream, but we are prepared for that in the Discord. However, right now, if we get above that golden pocket, typically we're like, well, hey, once you get above the POC, you're looking at the value area high. Once you get above the golden pocket, you're looking at the 786. So beautiful, right? Get above this level. We're looking up to between, I would say, 102 and 103K. But once we flip this 97K level, this could potentially be good. In my opinion, I would start feeling really nice about potentially seeing new all-time highs. Now, obviously, there's resistance here, but because this is the massive high-volume node, I don't know how likely it is to get that rejection at the 786. So as long as the lower high doesn't come in here, and maybe it's just a correction, right? But as long as this is not the lower high, like the macro lower high for a lower low on the higher time frames, which, by the way, taking a look at the higher time frames, money flow starting to come back up here on the 6-day. This could be really, really good if we're going to see that weekly money flow fake out. But if we don't see that, right, and we see this money flow roll back over, it makes a lower high, and it continues out, that could mean that we could see that bigger lower high come in for a lower low, right? Again, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. As of right now, though, with the daily money flow crossing into the green, I am treating the shorts here as scalps, or it's going to be a little bit more than a scalp because it'll probably take a little bit to play out. But short-term moves to the downside, and again, when money flow comes into the green on the daily, this makes us anticipate higher lows and higher highs, at least in the grand scheme of the daily time frame. And with that daily money flow crossover into the green and this 2-week green dot, guys, this might be the next signal to watch to potentially look for another massive move up on Bitcoin, right? About a week ago, it was the 10-hour money flow crossover into the green with the weekly green dot. We printed it. We saw the move up. This might be the next big thing to look at. We probably should have made the thumbnail, watch this secret bullish signal. But 2-week green dot with the daily money flow crossover is that same market cipher B bullish setup, but on a higher time frame. And we talked a lot about recently about the idea of the multi-time frame analysis, where you see a bullish setup on a lower time frame, right? And then as price action develops and those lower time frame bullish signals play out, if you could get the higher time frames to kind of follow up behind it, it's like getting crashed at the beach when you're swimming in the ocean. You get crashed by a wave, you get dunked underwater, you come up for air, and then that next wave just kind of dunks you back under the water. It's kind of a similar situation. I know it's kind of a weird way to explain it, but just think of it as a crash up, right? It's not like your price is like the wave is going to crash you down. It's like, hey, here's your wave, right? Money flow comes up, crosses into the green with that weekly green dot, boom, right? And then maybe we get a little cool off. But if that 2-week green dot prints and we have the daily money flow crossover as that's happening, maybe that second wave will come up and smash you back up, right, instead of down. The metaphor or analogy, whatever that is, works a little bit better when you're explaining it to the downside, but to the upside, it's the same exact thing, right? So this is really nice if we could see that signal follow up on that weekly green dot and that daily money flow crossover into the green. So that's going to be a big, big signal that I'm looking for to see if we're going to maybe see this continue to the upside. But locally, right, so daily, my sentiment right now is like, hey, daily money flow crossovers into the green. We could potentially get higher lows and higher highs. And as long as, this is the must break scenario. We've been talking about this ever since down here, saying, hey, if we get that bigger retracement, this is going to be decision time. Because if we can eventually get above this level, that is what's going to open up the door to higher highs, in my opinion, right? And again, can you reject a 786? Yes, but because of the fall off in volume, I do think once we get above 97K, in my opinion, I think we are looking good for potential new all-time highs, targeting between, I'd say, 120 to 137K. We have some local targets as well. However, let's see. 1 day and 16-day already in play. Yeah, it's almost the same thing, right? But yeah, shout out to Goldavelli. Yeah, and just in general, right? Like if you go up and down a time frame or two, it's all about like the general direction, right? Money flow is always about general direction. Thank you for the super chat, Goldavelli. I appreciate you. But yes, absolutely. I mean, to be quite honest, like we see a lot of this coming to the upside. And again, this was our first level. And I'm actually going to take a look at some altcoins as well, guys, because we do see some similar things playing out on a lot of the altcoins as well, right? This is nice. 2-day bull divs. And again, we've been talking about this ever since April 9th or even before, anticipating the front run of this 786, anticipating a lower high to finally come down and tap this before seeing all that play out for the bigger retracement, right? We've been calling it the road to 97K, even though we haven't hit it just yet. But yeah, we're going to see this on a lot of different time frames like that are close to the 2-week and the daily. Very, very close, right? And it's really nice to see. If we could see that print, I do think, and again, it doesn't necessarily mean we're just going to Lambo candle new all-time highs, but, and again, like a big condition is we got to get above here, right? Like if we see the 2-week green dot and we come up here and then we lose it, right? Like that's, the big condition here is getting above 97K and flipping this PLC to support, looking up towards the value area high, and then maybe, as this is happening, daily money flow is coming back into the green. Maybe your 2-day is starting to come up as well, right? And then you could look for potential more market cipher B confluence with the 116 strategy. See if that 2-day money flow could continue to the upside. And then, at that point, guys, like we've been talking about this level for so long, saying if we get up here, all eyes on the money flow, right? Because if this money flow starts to shape up, we could dodge a bullet, right? Because if money flow continues out and we put a big rejection in here, and weekly money flow starts crossing over into the red, maybe the 2-day comes really deep into the red again, that would be good for a new low to be made, right? Now, would this be the bear market? It's hard to say, guys, because at the end of the day, we could hold these higher lows here, and in my opinion, this could be a max pain situation. If we see that happen, number one, if we just reject here, we're short from the high, so I'm fine, right? I'll be happy with that. But it's, if we see that weekly money flow crossover into the red, this, as we know, has indicated the bear market almost every single time. But if that daily money flow continues up and we can get above 97K and we can see this 2-day money flow creep into the green, it might indicate that weekly money flow is going to fake out, come back into the green, and then give us new all-time highs. So that's what I'm looking for. And those are some of the signals that I'm watching, right? Now, more locally. So very simply put, daily money flow in the green, looking pretty good, right? Especially with the market cipher B116 strategy that I just explained on the other time frames. But when we look at the lower time frames, right, this is exactly what we wanted to see. Let me pull this up again. Whoops, I got to come back over here, right? So we look for the daily naked point of control, the monthly naked point of control. Where's it at? Bada boom. Whoops. Zoom in here to a lower time frame, right? And I'll pull up the upper range, right? So we got up here. Beautiful, beautiful move. We got the bearish divergences that we wanted to see, and we're starting to pull back. Why am I a little suspicious about this, right? I am going to hold this, right? I am going to hold this trade. If I stop out, I will be looking at price in these next areas of resistance to see if there's another short opportunity to be had. But there are some mixed signals here, guys, to be quite honest, right? We saw the move up, we got the bearish divergences, and we got a nice little move down already, right? So it's already partially played out. However, right, when we look at this, 80-minute bearish divergence, higher highs, lower highs. Nice. That was one thing we wanted to see. 1 hour also give me the bear div. 2 hour, bear div now confirmed. 3 hour, bear div now printing. Lower highs, higher highs. This is nice. And now what we want to see is as we go down the time frames, we want to see all these time frames lining up, right? So maybe the 4 hour has a bear div. I think we all know this, right? 4 hour might have a bear div, right? But maybe it's not printing yet. But we want to see that VWAP following through, right? So there we go. Higher highs, lower highs, VWAP coming down. That's nice, right? That's showing, well, hey, if this 3 hour bear div is going to bring us down a little bit, maybe by the time it starts coming down, the 4-day bear div will start printing. Then the 5 hour bear, did I say 4-day? 4 hour bear div. Then the 5 hour bear div. Then the 6, then the 8, then maybe we see a 12-hour red dot. That would be good for the short. This is why I'm a little bit, I would not be super shocked if I get stopped out of this short position. Because if we do want to come back up, we front ran this monthly naked point of control. Very often, guys, we like to see these tapped. It's almost the same thing as the 786 down here, right? We got the front run. We got a little push to the upside, but eventually, price comes back down and physically taps the level. Where do we get the real bounce from? When we physically tap the level. And this was a weekly naked point of control, too. I deleted it. But there was a weekly naked point of control just down here at about 75K. Right? We front run it, we get a move up, but we eventually come back to tap it. So, if we see something similar like that, here's the thing. 3 hour bear div printing, 4 hour bear div could print. Let's check the 15-minute money flow, because if that, this actually... Yeah, 15-minute money flow starting to come back out here. So if we get that 4 hour bear div and that red dot prints and this 15-minute money flow crosses into the red, maybe we do see this play out. But when we start creeping up these time frames, right? So 80-minute bear div, check. 1 hour bear div, check. 2 hour, 3 hour, nice. 4 hour about to print, looking good. Let's check the 5 hour. 5 hour bear div might print as well. 8 hour. 8 hour green dot. Looking to print here, right? Money flow coming up. This is a little suspicious, in my opinion, right, for a potential one more push up here, right? So, again, I'm okay if I get stopped out of that. No big deal. I have a pretty good stop on this. 10-hour green dot looking to print. 12-hour green dot looking to print. 16-hour green. Like, hopefully these could just reject and we see the bigger pullback. And I'm going to talk about the key levels of support I'm going to be looking down to. But I really, what I'd like to see here, you can even see the 12-hour or 16-hour money flow coming back up. Because money flow looks so good, sometimes these could just be strong moves up, right? And, this would look super good. I would be really confident in this short position if you had the 4 hour red dot bear div looking to print, then the 8 hour bear div, right? Or even just the 8 hour red dot. It doesn't need to be a div, right? But again, you want those higher time frames to agree with the lower time frames, right? So 80-minute bear div, 3 hour bear div, 4 hour bear div, then you start coming up to the higher time frames. Oh, and we have an 8 hour red dot and a 12 and 16 hour red dot. And then again, this VWAP, guys, has been above the zero line on the daily forever. I think it's been 16 days. This has been above the zero line. That red dot looks like it's about to print, right? So that would look really good if we had all these time frames agreeing with each other. But the 8, the 10, the 12, and the 16 hour look like they might want to print green dots. So if that happens, I would expect to get stopped out of the short. If the 4 hour red dot prints with the 15-minute money flow coming out with this bear div, it'll play out. So it's a simple plan for me, right? I'm in the trade. I got a good entry. If it comes down, beautiful. I'll be taking profits along the way. And again, we'll talk about targets in a second. If the 8 hour green dot prints and steps on all these divs, we might want to push up into some of the more of this resistance because we have a ton of levels above. This is a big zone between 95.5 all the way up to about 97K. Again, monthly naked point of control, golden pocket, etc. POC of the range, tons of stuff above us. But that's kind of what I'm doing, right? And, how am I handling that? Well, it could go up, it could go down. How are you handling it? I got my confirmations here to take the short. I'm taking it with my stop loss set. If it stops me out, I'll look for the next setup, right? If it plays out, I'll take profit along the way. And, that's pretty much what I'm looking at. So I'll say, lower time frames look really good for that setup, but I am a little suspicious of just coming up one more time, and that's the reason, right? It's not just because, I think a lot of people think, well, you're just hedging your bets. Well, definitely hedging my bets as far as, not just guaranteeing I'm going to get this move down, but specifically showing you why, right? That 8-hour green dot prints, we might see these just come back up and give us one more push to the upside. So I am a little bit suspicious, but we'll see. I got a nice entry here. Can't really complain. Come on. If it plays out, beautiful entry, especially if this winds up being a big dump. Woohoo, baby, right from the top. But we'll see. If not, we'll push up here. I mean, I would expect some pretty good resistance up here, even if we continue up. There's so many levels here. I'd be shocked if we just melt right through it. If we melt right through it, to be honest, that's really good for more upside, in my opinion. Because, again, if we just come back up and we don't get another setup to take a short and we just melt up through this, flip it to support, it's really good for a big move up. But again, this daily VWAP has been above the zero line for we're going to get a daily red dot at some point, right? And if we do, that would be the sign for the bigger retracement, in my opinion. But as of now, looking at this through the lens of higher lows and higher highs to potentially come, just based off the money flow. Money flow indicates the longer-term trend every single time. So there you go. And that's why we anticipated this move up. It had a lot to do with money flow leaking up through these time frames, creeping onto the daily. And now, not only do we have the money flow crossover, but potential market cipher B 1/16th strategies playing out. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to come into chat real quick here, and then we'll go over some of the key levels of support, even though they haven't changed since the last stream. I just want to update you guys. Talk about the key levels and targets to the downside. If we do get a bigger push down over the weekend, you guys want to know where we're looking for bounces, right? So let's continue on here. Let's see. Sell it, man, go away. Shout out to FLL. Let's go. Hopefully. I mean, not hopefully, but, if that is the case, that'd be good for our short position. Question is it just going to sneeze us out real quick? But again, we'll be looking for another entry. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Greg. Says, Frankie, what about the 15-minute 4-hour market cipher B 1/16th? Would that be for someone waiting to get into a short with the 1/16th strategy? Shout out to Greg. We actually talked about some potential entries if anybody in the Discord was not in from the high. There's some opportunities that I'm going to be looking for to maybe get, for the people who didn't get in up here. But this is something, I don't like to trade just based on this. I say this all the time. I used to just trade based off that, trying to catch the front run the money flow crossing over the zero line. And again, if that 4-hour red dot prints and that 15-minute money flow crosses over, I would look at that 15-minute money flow crossover into the red as potentially the thing to start the bigger push down. I don't enter just based off that anymore, right? I have caught many very, very nice trades by doing that. But I at that point, right, your entry's all the way down here, which is fine, right? Especially if you're going to get a bigger trend to the downside. But I like to, I trade a little bit differently now. I kind of just use this as confluence. More often than not, when I'm seeing these money flow crossovers, I'm just using it as a gauge to say, well, hey, if I'm short from here, that's nice, right? Because if I see this 15-minute money flow crossover, then beautiful. I'm in from up here, and then we'll see the continuation to the downside. But you could potentially enter off of that, right? Not financial advice. I obviously don't do that anymore. But, I mean, I'd be lying if I said I have not caught good trades like that. I've totally done it. And, yeah, I mean, some people just trade like that, right? Just because I decide to look for different confirmations now or more confirmation doesn't mean that you can't use that. So I wouldn't personally enter on that anymore, but you could totally see, I mean, at the end of the day, that is what I would look at to anticipate a bigger drop down, right? So, yeah, 100% that is in play. Again, if that happens, sure, you can get the continuation down, but if that 8-hour green dot prints, it could just step on that setup. And at that point, right, it's not always going to play out, right? Even the one market cipher B 1/16 strategies, they're not always going to play out. Maybe you get a fake out, and then you just come back up, but that's no big deal, right? That's why it's a game of probabilities, and you just have to manage the risk, right? You can take a small loss. If you're managing risk correctly, you're going to you're going to wind up being profitable over time, right? Because you're just taking small losses, and then you're letting your winners run. So small losers, big wins. I don't know what this is, guys. I just have this random thing in my hand. What's that? Turn around. Behind you guys. Oh, my God. All right. let's check in on chat really quickly. Let's see. New moon on Sunday. We should have a pullback. Shout out to JP. Not something I typically pay attention to, but I'll take it. I will take it. It does, at least the last time I checked, the moon phases do tend to be pretty accurate, which blows my mind. Let's see. Sell in May and walk away. Buy in July and let it fly, baby. Let's go. I love that. Shout out to Darren. Yo, Michael said, oh, he hit the puffer, bro. Yo, saying the puffer is crazy. Yo, let me hit the puffer, bro. It's like what nerds, like cool nerds say to each other. Like, hey, bro, let me hit that puffer. Anyway, shout out to Michael. That made me laugh. Also, guys, I have to say this. One thing about getting a dump, obviously take this with a grain of salt. This is kind of a joke. I mean, very much a joke. But yesterday, if you know, you know. If you've been here for long enough, you'll know this. I swear I'm not making this up. I found another lost dog. I don't know what it is. Just driving along. Mrs. Candles, is that a dog? Surely it's a dog behind a fence, right? No. It's just a lost dog, and it runs up to the car. This is every single time I found a lost dog, Bitcoin dumped. So although we do have potential signs on the chart for a potential pullback, we'll see. If it turns into some kind of shocking mega dump to lower lows, that lost dog is, I think it's the 5th lost dog I've found. And every single time, that would be the 5th time Bitcoin dumped on me finding a lost dog. Maybe 4. But yeah, insane. Frankie dump dog candle. Shout out to Darren Does Things. We're going to come out with the dump dog indicator that will pop up on the chart every time I find a lost dog. And then you just 100x short and make $1 billion. Dump signal. Shout out to Nick Dunn. Yeah, shout out to Creighton C. Creighton C keeps track of all of our weird signals in life that cause dumps. And the lost dogs is one of them. So shout out to Creighton C. Who let the dogs out? I don't know. Like, do people not? And I don't like. I saw the owner too, and the owner was like, I don't care if she's out there. I just don't want her to get hit by a car. Why do I care about your dog more than you do, dude? Unbelievable. Are you taking them home? Yo, shout out to G65. The owner finally came out, and he's like, yeah, I've been looking for her all day, but I kind of gave up because she just wouldn't come back. I don't mind her out here. I just don't want her to get hit by a car. I'm just like, dude, you should have to take a test to have a dog. I don't understand. But shout out to that guy. Let's see. Shout out to the Dusty Hunt. Says, covered my short. It was just floundering. Yeah, shout out to, not bad. Rare lost dog signal printing. Oh my God. I'm hoping alts to go 2021 highs at least. Yeah, shout out to Jay Dutt. We're going to take a look at the alts in a second, but for the most part, guys, pretty nice play out of what we've been looking for here on. Oh, there's Creighton said, and you didn't call and tell me this? Shout out to Creighton C. Yeah, bro. Funny, I said this in the premium Discord. I don't know if you were in there at the time. But yeah, dude, can you believe that? I'm just saying, if this dumps, guys, that is insane. Crazy. Obviously, don't trade based off that. It's just a joke. But low-key, factually, that would make like 4 out of 4 or maybe 5 out of 5 hits on me finding a lost dog and price dumping. Insane. Let's see. Got to take a test to have a pet. Yeah, shout out to Runners for Nerds. Like, I don't understand. Like, and this is the first lost dog out of all 5 or 4 that I found that actually had a collar. All the other ones that didn't have a collar. And one of them I had to bring to the vet so they could scan it with the chip and then call the owner. And the owner was like pissed off that we brought the dog and they found the owner. Unbelievable. Lock those people up. If you're just opening the door telling your dog to run away because you don't want it anymore, you should go to jail. Sorry. Anyway, let's continue on. Be nice to dogs, guys. But anyway, let's continue on here. Beautiful. Bearish divergences into the key level. We took the short. We'll see what happens. I don't want to beat the dead horse. I'm just a little suspicious about that 8-hour red dot. So we'll see if the 4-hour bear div prints and gives us the move down, or if that 8-hour green dot prints. And again, in the Discord, we will be looking for those next key levels and short setups if we do get another opportunity to enter. And just simply put, flip 97K to support. We're going to be looking for the bigger move up towards the value area high and potentially all-time highs. But I don't want to, I don't want to get everybody just FOMO bullish. We're going to all-time highs right now. Before we look at the alts, I do want to cover some of the key levels to the downside, right? So let's take a look at this. If we do get a correction, right, very basically, right, very simply, value area low, sitting at about $91,000 is going to be key support. right? So maybe we wiggle back down. This is going to be key support, right? We have the daily naked point of control untouched here, 91,340, and then the value area low sitting right here at 91,000-ish dollars, right? So this would be a big key level. This is actually what a Scott Blanc setup here from this anchored VWAP, right? This is another thing to point out, right? We've now flipped that anchored VWAP, right? Break above the value area high. We tested the anchored VWAP. This is a big level to remain above as well. But this is kind of like still, this anchored VWAP is going to move over time. If we do continue down, this will kind of move up. But right now, this zone does sit pretty much the same area we've been looking at, 91,838, all the way down to about 91,056 at the right near that value area low and daily naked point of control, right? So that's going to be kind of support zone number one. If we lose the value area low here, the next major key level I would be looking at is simply going to be, pull up the 4-hour time frame here, right? Simply going to be the value area high of our current range here. This is not our current range now. This is now our current range. This was our current range. Let me rename that. Lower range. So here, this is nice as well, right? So like we don't know, right? We don't know how much is going to, how aggressive this is going to be, right? Maybe we don't even come down there. Maybe we just, heat up from here. But if we cool off, this is going to be like key level number one, $91,000 value area low, daily naked point of control, and that anchored VWAP is going to be important to look at as well. By the way, that anchored VWAP is simply just pulled from the all-time high up here at 110K, about. If we lose the value area low, right? Let's say we wiggle down here, we get stuck under the value area low, and we get another drop. This would be the next big key level to look at, right? 88,000, between 88,000 and 87,628. We have the golden pocket retracement. We have the value area high, and that's pretty much it, right? I don't believe we have any dailies or anything. Let me pull the anchored VWAP. Let me check it from this low. Yeah, so you have the anchored VWAP from this higher low as well coming in there. So again, that is coming in between the value area high, golden pocket anchored VWAP sitting between 88.6 and 87.628. And this could be, right? This fib retracement is pulled from where price started to get impulsive. So this would be like a nice retracement to put in a higher low and continue back to the upside. It would also look a little bit head and shoulders-y as well. But yeah, that's going to be zone number one, value area low. And just simply put, right? Let me turn off some of this stuff here. Let me turn off the daily naked points of controls, monthly nakeds. And yeah, let me hide this box. Get rid of this golden pocket. So yeah, like ideally, right, for the bulls, we want to stay inside this volume profile. So you want to stay above the value area low. Maybe we come back up. And then once you flip that 97K level, again, value area low. And maybe this was the flip to support. But value area low sticks as support, come up to the POC, flip the POC, look to go to the value area high, and then at that moment, we can look at the likelihood of potentially going to new all-time highs. If we lose the value area low, simply looking towards that golden pocket retracement from the impulse, golden pocket, value area high, anchored VWAP, and then your 786 honorable mention here sitting at about 86,386, which is also pretty close to our last value area low of our local range, right? So I actually... Again, I wouldn't just be like longing this and then setting my stop loss all the way down below. But this is a pretty big zone between $88,000 to $86,000. No guarantee we come all the way back down there. But just to kind of show that 786, like you look at this and you're like, well, that 786 has no confluence. It does have confluence of the local value area high. So just keep that in mind. That's closer to 86.5. But for the most part, golden pocket value area high, value area low 91.2 or 91.1, 88,006 all the way down to 87.6 for the golden pocket value area high test with the anchored VWAP. And then if we lose that, an honorable mention, I don't know if we're going to come all the way down here, but if we just pull generally our full golden pocket retracement from the low all the way to the current high, golden pocket, let me turn off this range really quick, right? Golden pocket, when pulled from the swing low all the way to the swing high, assuming that this is the swing high, right? Like if we come up more, you have to move this fib. But as of right now, let's just say we come down from here. This is the high. We come down. We lose the value area low. We don't hold the 88K value area high. And we come deeper. Still, a lot of liquidity sitting below these lows at $83,000. I would say there's probably a lower probability of coming all the way back down there at this point. But when we just look at this from a Fibonacci standpoint, you think to yourself, well, hey, right? And we compared this. Let me get rid of this brush. We compare this all the time to what happened on August 5th here. where we get the big drop down, we get the 2-day bullish divergences. I'm not going to point everything out right now, but then we get a big correction, right? We get that big correction, and where's that correction come into? It comes into the full golden pocket 786 from the low to the high. This level on our current price action is sitting at currently $82,600. And if we pull up our liquidation heat map, you guys can see here, 82,000. This is right below those lows, right? We have that fat chunk of liquidity. So if we did come all the way down there, I would just say that there is liquidity. Again, it doesn't guarantee that you have to come down and sweep that liquidity, but it is there, right? So you can start to build out a thought process here. Well, hey, if we're going to go for that full golden pocket retracement, I know that I have liquidation sitting below this low, right? So I'll mark those out on the chart, right? We'll mark them off as licks, right? And you also have a daily naked point of control down here as well, right? Two daily naked points of control between 84.2 all the way down to about 82.5-ish, right? So this would be kind of zone number 2, right? So number 1, value area low, ending at about $91,000. If we lose that, we're looking at $88,000. Just in case we come all the way down there over the weekend. If we have some kind of crazy dump, it is my birthday weekend, so I don't plan on spending too much time on the charts. But if we pull up the lower range here, right? So then you have the golden pocket, value area high confluence with the anchored VWAP. If we lose that, you're simply looking down towards the POC with all this liquidity, leading us into the value area low at that local range. So maybe if we go for that full retracement, right? Again, I would say there's probably a less likelihood of this happening, but hey, we got to be ready for anything here. So if we do come down there, sweep out that liquidity, and then maybe that is where we put in the higher low. Very similar to August, right? Where you come into that golden pocket 786 for the higher low, and then it's off to the races. So that would be like the more short-term bearish scenario, but still bullish overall, right? So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I know it's a lot of levels, but I want you guys to be prepared on everything I'm looking at, right? If you have to rewatch this twice, please, for the love of God, do it. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can just stay inside our range. If not, we can come test this value area high and continue up. And why would I be looking for higher lows and higher highs, whether here, or even here, right? Well, that daily money flow is starting to cross into the green, which could be very nice to see for the continuation of the upside. Money flow indicates the overall trend, not the ebbs and flows in the market, right? Money flow crossing into the green doesn't always mean instant pump, Lambo candle to the upside. You can anticipate, pushes down, pushes back up, right? So that's kind of what we'd be looking at. Something like this, something like that, and if not, something like that. Once you start like losing this, looks like that was the high, and we're coming down for lower lows, right? And that's, we're just prepared for that, right? We took the short. We'll be taking profits along the way if it does play out and it doesn't push us up right now. And then we'll also be looking for longs on the way down, right? So just kind of hedge those shorts with the longs. So there we go. Liquidity is prepared. Shout out to Vegas Claw. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Shout out to Gen Z saying, can we get at least 1K likes? Smash that like button if you have not already. We're going to be doing giveaways at the end of the stream. We're going to be giving away 10 bags of Cardano, I believe, at the end of the stream. Shout out to Sleek Coil, said altcoin requests tonight. I think I'm going to run through Solana, Ethereum, and then maybe I'll take some freestyle requests from the chat in a few minutes. Shout out to Sleek Coil. Welcome in, bro. Good to see you. Let's see. Somebody said, work it, Tony D. Shout out to New Earth. This is Tony D doing. Tony D doing weird stuff in the chat. Shout out to Crypto Sir. Says 96.6 is key. 96.6 is indeed key. POC of the macro range. 100%. I would agree with that. Got it right here. Actually, it's not labeled, though. Let me label that. POC. Yes, this is very key. Because at the end of the day, like maybe we kind of wiggle around, play around with that level, but once you hold that as support, it does open the door for higher prices. Absolutely. All right, so let's take a look. I'm going to take a quick look at Ethereum. Shout out to Tony D said stripping. Okay, shout out to Tony D, just getting dirty in the chat. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Viking said XRP. Yeah, we will take a look at Solana. We'll take a look at XRP, Ethereum, and then I'll take a couple of requests from the chat. Happy birthday, by the way, bro. Shout out to Sleekwall. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you very much. I'm getting old, guys. I'm getting old. Just kidding. 33 is the new 21. Right? That's what they say? I think it is. All right, let's see. Europe. Yo, shout out to Newbie Crypto. Welcome in, bro. Render, Frankie, please, if you have time. Shout out to Codon. Yeah, I mean, I will take some requests from chat. Not right this second, but I will just write render. And I'll let you guys know when to pop them into chat. But yeah, XRP. Oh, there we go. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. I'm going to drop this at the top of the chat. XRP, Sol, ETH, and some requests. We're going to pin that. I almost hid you, Rob. I can never hide Rob. I always almost do that. Pin message. There we go. What's the poll today? Will Bitcoin break through and keep this momentum to the upside? We got, we got 41%. 41% say we about to moon. 43% say no, get ready for a dump. And then it's option number 3, depends if Frankie sees his shadow. AKA, it depends on if Frankie finds a lost dog. But anyway, let's continue on here. Let's take a look at Ethereum real quick. And as you guys know, let's cover this. Higher time frame. Weekly time frame. 786 Fibonacci retracement. Pulled from the bear market lows in 2022 all the way to our current highs. We are holding. Remember, this is the key level that we looked at when we were approaching, saying it's okay to wick below this level. But really what we want to see is weekly closes back above that 786. If we could hold this, it could open up the door for more upside. And again, $2,000 is the level that I want to see break for Ethereum to call for much higher prices. Until we break $2,000, I am a little bit suspicious, and I'll show you exactly why. But as of right now, we are closing those candles above the 786, weekly candles above the 786. Could be good for a little bit of a continuation up, right? And again, on top of that, we have the 2-week green dot potentially looking to print here as well. Similar signals that we're looking at on Bitcoin. So that is a key level, right? We have this marked off as key. I deleted it, but 1570, key 786 to remain above. If we lose this level, guys, we could be at risk of potentially looking. Let's come back over here. We could be at risk of potentially, look at these spider lines, man. These spider lines are ridiculous. Like, support, resistance, support, support. Just flip this last one to support. Absolutely beautiful. But let's take a look here. If we lose that 786 at 1560, I believe, was the actual level, we could be looking for Ethereum to lose this POC, right? Because if we come down here, this is the POC of the range, 1630. Start losing that. We could look for another move down to our macro value area low, bear market value area low from the bear market range that we formed at about $1,300. That would be the next key level of support if we wind up not holding that weekly or not holding that 786 on the weekly. We could look for a lower low into that value area low at 1311. Simply put, that's what I'm looking at. And, in terms of the volume profile, as you guys know recently, let me turn off the spider lines really quickly. As you guys know recently, we've been looking for Ethereum. If we broke the POC, the next target was this golden pocket. We're sitting there right now. We break the golden pocket. This is the same thing we looked at the other day, even though I didn't stream yesterday. This is the same thing we looked at, right? We came up and hit this the other day. We kind of bing-bonged around, and my sentiment is the same. We break the golden pocket. I'm looking up towards about 1950, all the way up to about $2,000, right? Value area high, 786. When you break the golden pocket, the next likely place for price to go is the 786, right? And then in terms of the volume profile, you have your value area high confluent up there as well. You also have a weekly level up there. So yeah, get above that golden pocket. That will be the next target for Ethereum. If we get the bigger correction, let's say Bitcoin does not push into the upper resistance and we do just come down from where we are right now, Ethereum loses the POC at 1638. And that 786 is 1570. Right? So lose that POC. That's warning sign number 1. 1570, 786 is sitting like right here. That's where we could look for a potential move down to the value area low at 1300. I'm not going to bring up the lower levels because I don't think we're going to get there that quick. But technically $1,000, we do have a macro value area low down there as well. If we hide this, and I'll just pull this volume profile live in front of your eyes. This is the volume profile of this entire range of price action from 2021 all the way to current price. Value area low sits at about $1,022. So when you look at it in this context, very important to get above where we are right now, right? Flip that POC. Maybe you get another move up, and then it's really not until we start breaking this $2,000 level where I would be looking for a much bigger move up for Ethereum. Now, what is so special about $2,000? Well, number one, if we take a look at our upper value area, where is it? 2021 value area? Yeah, so this is, you can see how perfectly it lines up, right? This is our value area low, aka doorway to higher prices on Ethereum. This is the value area low of our bull market range. Let me get rid of this, right? Bull market range, and you can see how well this has been respected. Flip the value area low to support, back to the POC, back to the high, deviation, back to the low. Bounce off the low, back to the POC, back to the high, deviation, back into the range, back to the low, and now we are deviating below, right? So if we can work our way up here, hold that 786 down here, literally right here, right? Work our way up. It's really not until we get accepted into this range to look for the bigger move up. That's really what I want to see, right? And honestly, this would look potentially, I mean, depending on how it plays out, I didn't mean to draw it like that, but depending on how it plays out, yeah, like maybe you get some kind of like a head and shoulders formation too. Again, this is speculative. I don't know if that's exactly how it's going to form. But, you know, very key, like a higher time frame. Like at this point, you're looking at this as like, hey, we're deviating below, right? If we can get back up, flip this level to support, doorway to higher prices. And you're going to see how well this works out on like a lot of other altcoins I'm going to look at in a second. Doorway to higher prices, reclaim value area low, PLC is next, flip 2300. That's, you know, likely where we'll see. That would be like the first major sign of strength for Ethereum, in my opinion. But until then, I am being cautious of those lower levels. So let's take a quick look at Solana. Let's see. Shout out to Hugo, said Frankie literally saves dogs. I think that deserves a like, to be honest. Shout out to all the lost dogs out there. If you can't find your home, Frankie Candles will find you. Yeah, I am happy to do that. Dogs are sacred to me. Yeah, the next lost dog that I find, guys, if the owner makes it hard, like if we try to call the owner and they're like, oh, maybe I could come pick it up, I'm just going to keep the dog. Anyway, I am in the market for a dog right now. Let's see. I was number one. Shout out to Mark Dutch. I was number one on the like button. Let's go. But no worries. There's plenty left for all of you beautiful people. Yeah, smash that like button, guys. We're going to be giving away no matter what. But like, if we get 1,000 likes, it'll be the best birthday present ever that I've ever gotten in my life. Saving dogs and crashing markets. Shout out to R Pink. Yeah, pretty much. Shout out to Tyler Durden. Says Fido Candles. Shout out to Tyler. Yeah. Honestly, I could probably save enough dogs to just start dishing out to the Mafia. We're going to be giving away dogs on the channel. If you get 1,000 likes, I'll give away the next lost dog that I find. Shout out to Waits Wife Fine 89. Says Alexandra knows. Alexandra says dogs are life. Absolutely. I would literally die for a dog. If I could save the dog, I don't care about myself. Dogs are sacred. Better than humans, in my opinion. Better than most humans. Let's see. Okay, so let's continue on here. Taking a look at Solana. As we all know, daily naked point of control, lower. Value area high POC of our range, tapped into that daily naked, put in the 2-day bull dip. This was the level of support we looked at for quite some time. Talk about this every day. We look for the loss of this range. If we lose this range, we know we're very likely to get gravitated towards this level. We got the nice 2-day bullish divergences. Nice 2-day bullish divergences into that level. You get the bounce, reclaim a value area low. I mean, you can't make this up, guys. It's insane. The volume profiles will change your life. You get the rip back up. You reclaim value area low. Next place for price to go is POC. Little bit of turbulence. Flip that POC, in my opinion. Not that you can't correct here a little bit more, but if we could remain above this point of control, I would be looking back up towards that value area high /786 Fibonacci retracement. Now, just to be clear, come on, let me get the settings on this. There we go. Right, we already hit that golden pocket. Got a little bit of a retracement. Right, maybe we play around here a little bit, but if we can get on top of that golden pocket, stay above this POC. Next target for Solana would be 786 daily naked point of control, and then the value area high of the macro range. So yeah, absolutely beautiful here, right? Like this is literally what we look at. You know, pretty soon, once you guys learn how to use this, I mean, I don't know if you guys are going to need me. Please don't leave me. But this is what we've been looking for, and we're just seeing that volume profile play out. They will change your life, guys. The best way to look at the market, in my opinion. Hey, yo, shout out to Bubba's Crypto. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. He said, "Happy birthday to the GOAT, Phoebe." Frankie Candles. Shout out to Bubba's Crypto. Thank you so much for being here, bro. And thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you for the super chat. And shout out to one of the best profile pictures on YouTube right there on Bubba's Crypto. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for being here. OG of the Candle Mafia. We love you, bro. Let's see. Shout out to Satoshi Glagamoto. Said, I saved a dog's life and took him from an abusive owner, and my sister, who was afraid of dogs, ended up falling in love with the dog and keeping him. Yo, shout out to Satoshi. That is, I think, another thing. Not only can we save dogs, I think dog people, it's our mission to turn non-dog lovers into dog lovers. Mrs. Candles was petrified of one of my dogs. He was a pit bull boxer mix. Petrified. She wouldn't even come into my house. She would lock the doors and stay outside. She would lock her car doors and would never come into my house because I had a pit bull boxer mix. And I knew the dog. I knew he was friendly. And one day, I just tried to warm her up to. I mean, she was the most scared you could possibly be of a dog. And she was sitting at my kitchen table one day, and I said the dog was locked up. And I purposely kind of left the door open a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. But I knew the dog was, my dog was a sweetheart. And he just like slowly came out. And I'm just talking to Mrs. Candles, and she's like looking at me, and she's like shaking. She's like, what do I do? What do I do? I'm like, what? What are you talking about? And I look under the table, and he just has his head on her leg, like just like resting there. And she fell in love with him, and they were best friends. She used to cuddle with him. It was amazing. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. Shout out to the sister for overcoming her fear. Yeah, shout out to her too. Let's see. Frankie, what are your thoughts when price is rising and CVD is rising, but open interest and spot CVD, excuse me, is declining? Shout out to Jenny Swanson. Good to see you in here. What are my thoughts on that? I typically, when I look at CVD, I'm either looking for CVD divergences, which is actually part of the reason why I was looking to take my short position that I took on Bitcoin. But yeah, it really depends on the situation. Typically what I look for is bearish and bullish CVD divergences, which come in a couple of different forms and fashions. I have a video on the channel explaining exactly what I look for. Shout out to Runners for Nerds said, we're pumping a little. We are. I see that actually. But yeah, I like to look for CVD divergences, either bullish or bearish, right? To help me find my entries, right? And I like to typically do that when we're retracing into golden pockets for a higher low or a lower high. Typically, you want to see open interest coming up in those cases. But yeah, I'm not sure if I 100% understand the question, Jenny. If you could reword it, I'll try to answer it a little bit more directly. But that's pretty much typically what I like to look for. Stupid Bitcoin said, what are your thoughts when CBD and THC are rising? I don't know if there's much thoughts that go on when that happens. I think it's like less thoughts go on when that happens. Shout out to Stupid Bitcoin. But let's see. Shout out to Batu said, my late dad used to rescue dogs and give them perfect lives. I'm continuing the tradition. Shout out to Batu. That is a worthwhile tradition, bro. Shout out to you. That's hats off to you, bro. 304 likes, more to 1,000. Yo, shout out to Getchy. Smash that dang like button, guys. Let's get 1,000 likes on tonight's live stream. It's my birthday. Smash the like button. Smash the like button if you want to say happy birthday to Frankie Candles. Bitcoin's going to 0. Shout out to Arturo. I hope so. For the sake of my short, I hope it does go to 0. But for the sake of my spot bags, I pray to God it does not. But anyway, continuing on here, guys. That's pretty much what I'm looking at on Solana. As long as we stay above that POC, we could continue our journey into that value area high. We're right on track here, right? You get the bullish confirmations below your volume profile. This is where you want to be looking for the bounces, reclaim, POC, stay above the POC value area high. Let's see if we could do it. I would say in general, guys, I actually like Solana with the way Solana looks right now. Weekly green dot has confirmed. 2-week green dot is looking to print as well. Same setup as Bitcoin, right? If we get that 2-week green dot and that daily money flow is already crossing into the green, like at the end of the day, daily money flow crossing over into the green, we have to look at that as a potential higher highs or higher lows for higher highs, right? Money flow indicates the overall trend. Doesn't mean you can't correct, but it is going to make you look at those corrections through the lens of lackluster retracements, higher lows, and higher highs to come. So yeah, not too bad on Solana. POC sitting here at about $1.44. That's really the lower, $1.4340. That's really where we want to stay above. And then value area high sitting here at about $166. Daily naked point of control 786 confluence at 161.34. All right, let's see. Stanky leg for Frankie's birthday. Shout out to Rad Capital. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Okay, so let's continue on. Bada boom, bada bing. 8-hour red dot printing on Solana. See, like this, right? If Bitcoin had the 80-minute red bearish divergence, the 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour bear divs, and then we had an 8-hour bear div printing, I would have felt so much better, or I would feel so much better about my short, right? But because we don't have that, we have the 8-hour VWAP coming up, as a matter of fact. Like, that is what makes me suspicious. That 8-hour green dot prints, I am probably getting kicked out of my short, which is fine, right? Small losses. But we'll see. If not, we are short from the tippy top, baby. All right, let's continue on. We took a look at Solana. We took a look at Ethereum. Let's take a quick look at XRP, or XP, as some people like to say. Shout out to the XRP army. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's see here. What's up? Why is there no TA here? Did my XRP chart get deleted? What the heck is going on here? Okay, so here we are. I'll be honest, guys, like XRP, like my sentiment remains the same for everything pretty much, right? Like we have been looking for this and not really much has happened here, right? Deviation below the low, and now we've reclaimed value area low. At this point, like the next key levels to the upside remain the same. Sitting up here, 786 POC weekly between 259, between 244 and 237. This is the next target for Bitcoin. For XRP. At this point, we deviated below the low, reclaimed value area low, got the push up. As long as we stay above that value area low, this could be the journey up to the POC 786 weekly. Not too shabby. So yeah, not much to update there. This is been what we're looking for, what we've been looking for. So yeah, locally 4-hour red dot is printing. Let's check the 15-minute money flow. I actually might be interested in potentially taking a long on XRP if we can get a little bit more of a retracement. Yeah, your 8-hour VWAP has been below the zero line for quite some time. On these daily red dots, I think that's really where we're going to get the bigger retracements. All right, so we get that daily red dot to bring us back down. Could potentially... Yeah, we already got the golden pocket retest. Dang. So, yeah, I'd like to see what this daily red dot gives us. 90-minute money flow, kind of flat here. But, yeah, very simply put, above the value area, flip it to support, begin your journey towards that POC. If we can get one more retracement, I may maybe come down, sweep some liquidity before continuing up. Might look for a long position back up to that POC. But at the end of the day, like this, as long as we hold above that value area low, could be back in our range here, guys. Could be back in that range. And then once we flip above that weekly POC, could be looking up towards the value area high. And then $750,000 for XRP. I'm kidding. Me personally, I'm looking up upwards of maybe $10 this cycle. If we go back, if we have alt season and everything pumps again, right? Assuming all goes well, I'd be looking between, I would say $8 and $10 on the high side. I know not a lot of people want to hear that, but hey, I'm going to be looking to take profit up there. If the chart is screaming that we are just getting started, I will hold a good portion of my bag. But if not, I have a hold a lot of XRP. It's already massively in profit. I'm going to be taking profit along the way. And if XRP goes to $10,000, I could sell half my bag and still be set for 750 lifetimes. With just that rest of the half of the bag going. But let's see. Oh, shout out to Crypto Nate A now. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much for the super chat. Said, listening on the way back from soccer practice with my son, Luke. He says, happy birthday. Hey, shout out to Luke. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. Shout out to you from Frankie Candles. Thank you for the birthday wishes, bro. And shout out to your dad, Crypto Nate A, one of the GOATs. Shout out to Crypto Nate A. Let's go, baby. Let's see. We got a lot of CandleMafia children. We got Crypto Nate A's kid, Luke. And we got Crypto Anon's son, Luca. We got Luke and Luca. Shout out to you guys. I love it. Nate, got to start him early. I absolutely love it. Hopefully we'll see Luke on the charts in a little while. Hopefully he's already on the charts. Never too soon to start. Just make sure you don't put too much money in the account. Let's see. $750,000 XRP. You heard it here first. Shout out to Oculus. Yes. No, I'm being sarcastic, obviously, but yeah. I mean, listen, locally, the next big target I have, if we break the all-time highs, between $4 and $5. Next big target, right? But like bull market highs, 1481 is like the absolute highest. And again, I am a level-to-level trader, right? Like I said, if we get up to $5 and it looks like trash, I might even hop out there, right? So, yeah, that's kind of what I'd be looking for. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't really like if you have if XRP goes to $10,000, like they could throw like a couple $100 in right now and just make a ton of money, right? Like that's just crazy. I do not fall in that camp. But if it does, for some random reason and some conspiracy plays out and we get to $10,000, yeah, just like everyone's a billionaire. If you hold any XRP, you're a bazillionaire. Let's see. Okay, so let's continue on. Can we do Sui? Yes, shout out. Yes, we will do Sui real quick. Let's pop in there. I actually just updated my Sui chart real quick on the Binance. So actually, if you guys remember, when we were looking at Sui last live stream, which I believe was, what's today, 25th? So it was the 23rd. This is exactly what we were looking for. Where is the 23rd? Yeah, so we were kind of bing-bonging down here. If we got that next move up, we were looking to come into the golden pocket, 786, value area low confluence. And it's funny enough, I was talking about this as a big zone, right? Like oh my God, it's like a kind of a big zone to look at. But here we are, right? Get above that golden pocket, push on into that 786. And here we are, right? So I'm going to get rid of this, right? We have to understand this is resistance, right? So I'm just going to get rid of this box. Get rid of the golden pot. Well, get rid of the golden pocket. So yeah, I mean, this is your doorway to higher prices, 100%. Doorway to higher prices. Value area low. All right. So this, obviously you have the 786. So really you want to get above that 786. But, if we could start, maybe we get a little bit of a cool off, right? But if we could start to reclaim this value area low, flip the 786 to support, next stop, in my opinion, would be looking to come into the POC, right? Just like everything else, right? Same thing down here. Deviate below the low, reclaim the value area low, hold it as support. POC was next. Beautiful rejection. Back above, value area high, breakout. Same thing here, right? Same exact theory. Get above the 786 or get above the value area low, flip it to support, flip that. This is the key level, right? Flip that 786 because we have to understand this is an area where you would look for some kind of a rejection, right? But once you get above that 786, that would, in my opinion, open up the door to the POC at about 418. Flip that level to support, POC, push into the value area high at about 502.88. Simply put. Now, if we do cool off here, I will say you do have a local range just below. Let me see. Do I have this marked off? I do. So I'm going to show you the local way to look at this. But higher time frame, this is 100%. This is 100% the key level to watch. And you can see we're getting a perfect look at the respect on this value area low. So high time frame, right? Sure, maybe we could kind of cool off, right? But at the end of the day, reclaim this zone. That's your ticket to higher prices. Now, if you want to look locally, we could turn off the macro range. And we'll turn on the local range here. You can see we pushed up into the value area high. Above, this is crazy. Tapped on the value area low, finally got back in, went straight to the POC, flipped the POC back to the value area high. So this is like a nice context. Maybe, right? Maybe if we were going to get a little bit of a rejection, what's that daily look like? Yeah, daily red dot looking to print, but money flow looks good, right? I would love, like maybe this is too wishful, right? But if we can get the daily red dot on a lot of this stuff, we could potentially get cool-offs for new long entries for the next leg up. But 16-hour red dot looking to print or is printing, 1 hour money flow coming out slightly. So yeah, I would watch this range, right? If we pull our, this is, yeah, we're going to have to like really, let me get rid of this. So yeah, I would pull this as your fib, right where you got the impulse. So yeah, I would be interested potentially if we do cool off. I would use this value area as context, right? Because if we got above the value area high, got back in. If we lose the POC, come on down into the value area low. Might be a place to look for another bounce and a push back to the upside in the context of the volume profile. And then if you could break out of the profile, you could potentially look for the bigger move up where we have another local range. But more importantly, you have the macro range, right? Flip it to support, massive move up, right? So that's what I would look at. So I'll give you these. I'll give you these levels real quick. Macro range, value area low, 351, POC 418, value area high, $5, 501. Local range with the support down below. Let me check this anchored VWAP real quick. Yeah, I mean, your anchored VWAP comes up in there as well. This one is 370 at the value area high, POC at 344, value area low at 311. Golden pocket 786, value area low, anchored VWAP confluence between 328 and 311. So maybe if we could push down in there, I may be looking for potential longs, right? Not that I'm really trading SUI actively, but that's kind of where I would be looking for longs. And then even if you pull like this to the swing low here, still gives you like nice, yeah, like that value area low would be key support. So yeah, that's what I would be looking for on SUI. But overall, right, like even if you get the red dot and a correction to the downside, the daily money flow is still crossing over into the green. If you got a much deeper pullback, you could potentially, do I have, yeah, I mean, I would say if you get a much deeper pullback, you could look down towards 269 or even this value area high 786, whoops, value area high 786 confluence at 241. I know there's a lot of levels here, but it really depends. Is it going to be a small pullback before you come back up, or is it going to be a bigger pullback? Because this is confluent with the deeper 786. And then these highs kind of line up with, and I would bet money, yeah. So yeah, you do have that little range down here that you could look at, but it does depend on how deep that correction is. So yeah, hopefully you could just come down here and get the bounce. If not, I'd be looking for the fib pulled from the start of the impulse here, which does have confluence. So not too shabby. But overall, money flow coming up, not too bad for our boy Sui. Shout out to Crypto Viking. Thank you for getting that membership. Welcome to the Hitman, my friend. Welcome to the Hitman. Let's see. Shout out to Cyrus Grayson. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, bing bong. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you for the bing bong. Let's go. Let's see. Yo, shout out to the superstar said, hi, hey, Frankie, many happy returns. Hope you have a smashing day. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you so much. I hope you have a smashing day as well. Let's see. Cyber Splash with the super chat. Thank you so much, bro. He said, big birthday vibes to you. Frankie, keep shining, brother. You're the real GOAT. Shout out to Cyber Splash. I appreciate you so much, bro. Hitting us with the 20 super chat. Let's go, bro. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Cyber Splash has been here for quite a good. Cyber, when did you start watching me? How long have you been in the Mafia? Let me know. Let's see. K Diggity says, have you lost your voice by saying bing bong too many times loud? Shout out to K Diggity. Yes. I actually had to kind of start trying to stop screaming as loud as I scream. But it's too hard. It's too hard for me. I get too hyped up on these live streams, guys. But yeah, I have lost my voice. I used to, like, every Friday I would, like, get off the live stream and, like, I would not be able to talk. But let's see. Sleek Coil says, can we take a look at Arc Block? Yes, we can take a look at ABT. Let's take a quick look here. So yeah, I think we took a look at ABT recently here on the live stream because I remember... Yeah, that was like a weird day. I got like totally stumped here. Not stumped, but I was just like, it's just so hard. Like this is the only range I was able to pull. But yeah, I mean, listen, guys, I'm not going to cover every single thing in like super detail. Just because a lot of this looks very similar from a market cipher standpoint, from a 2-day bullish divergence standpoint, except for ABT does not have the 2-day bull divs, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, like the money flow crossover into the green, and this has been in the red forever. This actually is a little bit weird to me. This has been in the red for almost a year, 312 days. That's crazy. So, we're finally, you don't even get that many approaches to the zero line, right? Like we got one here back into the red, one here back into the red. This is, if there's any time to get a crossover, this has got to be, right, the better chance than any to get that money flow crossover, right? You're starting to break above these highs, flip these to support. This is still the key level that I would be looking at, same levels that we looked at the other day. You do have your golden pocket. Where's this? Yeah, it's pulled from. Yeah, it's like so hard. The structure is so weird here. But yeah, you do have a little bit, a little confluence. Like these would definitely be key levels I would watch to the upside. You have your 786 value area high confluence sitting at about $1.83, and then you have your golden pocket POC sitting between $1.51 and $1.62, right? But this would just, in general, right, like this is get above here, continue up towards that value area low, flip $1.35 to support, then you're back in your range, right? You can look for that range to get respected. Very high probability if you get back in here to fill this range at least to the POC, if not in full to the value area high. That would be very nice to see. But yeah, like that's what I would be looking at this point, right? Like if you're looking for pullbacks, like potential entries on pullbacks, you could either look at your full golden pocket 786. That comes in at about 67 cents. If you pull it, again, this is hard because this thing is so wicky. Like this is just wick. But yeah, you could pull it to the impulse. Really hard. Let me pull up. No weekly. Yeah, daily naked point of control. So this must have been what we were looking at last time. Let me just pull this real quick. Yeah, this doesn't look terrible, this area. This is a tap daily naked point of control. But if you flip that to support, you do it. That's your full golden pocket retracement. Could be something to look at. Yeah, value area high. And then like the next level I would look at would be daily naked point of controls, 786. So these could be areas if you do get a bigger pullback to look for bounces, potentially. But again, this chart is so hard. You can just see how wonky this range is, right? Like this volume profile is not even clean. But these would be some levels I would look at, right? You have the daily naked points of controls, 786 confluence. And then even if you pull from the, maybe not, no. Impulse gets you a bit higher. Yeah, even from a I would either look at the full retracement. Yeah, that would be zone number one. This is sitting between 69 and 65 cents. And then you have these two daily naked points of controls, one at 62 cents, one at 58 cents, and then you have one on the 786 at 56 cents. So these would be kind of the levels I would look at if you do cool off just a little bit. See if you have any confluence. Yeah, again, like this is like just such a wonky chart. But yeah, this would also, if you look at this as your range, get back below the value area high, come down to the low. Maybe you deviate below the low with some nice confirmation, right? And then you get back into the range, flip it to support, and then maybe you break out to the higher volume profile. But that's what I'd be looking at. Those are the key levels. Value area high, POC, value area low. So there we go. That's what I would look at. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Cybersplash said, lurking since the crickets and the wheel. Yo, shout out to Cybersplash, bro. Thank you for the super chat. So yeah, super OG of the channel. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for being here. Sleet says, ABT looks like it's ready to rip. 2-week green dot printing with the money flow coming into the green. Oh, baby. Yeah, shout out to Sleet Coil. Yeah, that's kind of what I would look for if you do pull back. I would look, maybe a potential for a higher low entry on some of these levels. But yeah, 2-week green dot is printing. Money flow in the green, in the red on the 2-week, and also in the red on the weekly as well. But this could turn around. Again, these high time frames are like absolute cruise ships trying to turn around, right? It takes a long time for them to turn around. But yeah, next big signal I would watch is daily money flow crossover into the green with that 2-week green dot. Totally valid for a potential continuation up, right? So maybe you pull back, maybe you don't, but if you do, that could be good entry points potentially for me, not for you. It's not financial advice. If we do continue up, you have the bigger range above that we just looked at. So there we go. Shout out to Tony Roaz said triple top at 109. I assume you mean Bitcoin. Could be. Definitely a argument to be had there. Codon said, render, please, Frankie. Also, Proppy looks like ABT too much red since last May. Shout out to Codon. Yeah, we could take a look at render real quick. Actually, I already have this. Just make sure I didn't miss anything here. Bada boom. Okay, we are all Gucci. Okay, cool. All right, let's continue on. Let's just check on Bitcoin real quick. Just still, oh my God, man. Just still teasing us here, teasing us. You going to stop me out of the short or what? 15-minute money flow is starting to come out now. That is a little bit better. 4-hour red dot. Looking like, yeah, we'll see. What we'll play? The 4-hour bearish divergence with the 15-minute money flow coming out or the 8-hour green dot? Which one will happen first? Good Lord. Triangle breaking. See. I wouldn't say it's breaking quite yet, but you got your lows, your highs, your highs, your lows, your lows, your highs, your lows. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. If we do break out, 96.3 and $96,000 are the next targets. 96.3. Let me pull it up over here. All right. Whoops. Let's pull up the MPOCs real quick. Yeah, monthly sitting at 96K. Monthly MPOC sitting at 96K. And then your weekly level is sitting at 96.3, right? So, again, massive, massive cluster of resistance above. If we do break up, that would be the next major level to look at. All right, let's see. Shout out to Crypto Maxi. Thank you for the super. Hopefully, you didn't mean to write something on there. Shout out to Crypto Maxi. Thank you for the super chat. It doesn't say anything. But let us know what you were going to say. If the mods can let me know, you don't have to send another super chat, bro. You can just tell us in the chat, and hopefully the mods can see it and point it out so I can read it. Shout out to David Brumbelow. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Said, happy birthday, Frank. Frank and Nashi Candles. Bring in the sauce. Hashtag Pie Factory. Hashtag Bagel Mafia. Hashtag Bagel Mafia is lit. Have a great evening and weekend. I hope to catch up with you and the crew at Bitcoin Vegas 2025. Always trading, lurking, and working. Shout out to David Brumbelow. Let's go, bro. We appreciate you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for the super chat, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody for the super chats and the birthday wishes. Music Tags said 4-hour on H-Bar, please. Shout out to Music Tags. I'll try to take a look at H-Bar in just a second. H-Bar Cardano to Chainlink, which one breaks first? They all look ready on the daily and the 4-hour. Let's take a look. Shout out to David. French Toaster said, need a toaster for that bagel? Shout out to French Toaster. Oh, Maxie said, can you shoot my son Jaden? Shoot out. Can you shout out is what that's supposed to say. Can you shout out my son Jaden? Today is his birthday, so I can send your responses to make his day. Feel free to stress how cool dad is. Yo, Jaden, shout out to your dad, Crypto Maxi. He's one of the coolest people I've ever met digitally on YouTube through chat. Shout out to Jaden. Happy birthday, bro. Your birthday's only 2 days before mine, bro. You got almost the same birthday as Frankie Candles, and I think that might mean that you're a future trader. Shout out to Jaden, bro. Happy birthday. And shout out to your awesome dad, Crypto Maxi. Let's go, baby. Shout out to Crypto Maxi. Thank you so much for the super chat. And I'm glad I caught that in the chat so you don't have to get another one. Happy birthday. David Brumbelow says happy birthday, Jaden, too. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to Cuz I Can Bump It. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to JQ said you'll get stopped out. Yeah, I do feel that might be the more likely case here. We'll see. That 8-hour green dot prints. It's stop out. Which is totally fine, right? Let's take a small loss on that, and then we'll see if we can get another entry here in this next level of resistance. And if not, I mean, maybe we just melt up, flip it to support, send it off to $1 million. Could be the case. All right, let's take a look at H-Bar really quick. And then we do have some giveaways to get to, guys. We do have the giveaways. So let's take a look here at H-Bar. Let's see here. So, yeah, nice little retracement here. Into the golden pocket. No 786 tap, though. No 786 tap. Let me just come on over to the public chart. that's not it. Where's my dang H-bar chart? Okay, we don't have an H-bar chart, guys. What happened to our H-bar chart? Am I on the right template here? Yeah. Okay. Mexi? Where the heck is my... Okay, there we go. All right, so... Oh, it's because of the price history. Let's see. All right, so that is old. Turn off the local range. All right, so yeah, man, we don't even really have a dang. If I could, let me just see this. I'm doing this for me, guys. Sorry, just want to see something here. Just mark out this POC real quick. Yeah, it's a little too local for me, but all right, let's take a look here. So, the heck happened to that profile? That was weird. So we have our bear market range here, right? Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. Break up. Price is going to seek out the next area of previous balance, and there you go, right? Fair value, aka balance in the market. Once you impulse out of this fair value, you get imbalance. When price goes into imbalance, it can only do one of a few things, right? It's either going to create new balance, shout out to the sneakers, or it's going to more than likely seek out your previous areas of balance, which are right here. You get the push up, you respect this range, then we got the big correction. Now, this range does remain key, right? This upper range is the doorway at least to 36 cents, right? So this is your value area low. Doorway to higher prices. Value area low. Whoops. And then you have your POC. Boom. Value area high. So there you go, right? That's pretty much what we're waiting for. If you could get above that value area low, that's where I would look for the bigger move up. And then, maybe you get the bigger breakout. But again, just in general here, guys, a lot of this stuff, money flow coming up on the daily. 2-week green or VWAP headed up towards the zero line. It's not there quite yet, right? Still has a little bit of work to do there, but you do have your weekly green dot printing. You do have your 10-hour money flow crossover into the green, which has given you your continuation to the upside as well. So, yeah, I mean, maybe this could be, right? You got a little bit of a bear div here. Maybe it's a little bit overbought. But at the end of the day, right, this daily money flow crossover, we get these money flow crossovers on the daily. The anticipation is continuation of the trend to the upside, especially if it comes into a big green wave. So even if we get a little bit of a pullback, higher lows and higher highs would be the anticipation there. So that's definitely what I'd be looking at. Yeah, I would say, honestly, a lot of stuff. You click on, pick your altcoin, right? Like Cardano, daily money flow coming up, looking to cross over into the green. We've also reclaimed value area low. We've already came into the POC, which hilariously enough, I wasn't even going to look at Cardano today, but flip value area low. Where are the next targets to the upside? Well, what do we look at? You have your golden pocket, 786 retracement. You had a daily naked point of control up here as well. You hold the value area low, target number 1 hit, flip that to support, target number 2 hit. Weekly, daily, weekly and monthly naked point of control, POC of the range, and the 786 Fibonacci retracement. There you go. Flip here, probably going here and here, and that is exactly what we saw happen. So at this point, right, very similar to Bitcoin, getting into its plethora of resistance at the POC of the range. If you could flip that to support, massive door opens, potentially up towards your value area high, sitting closer to $1.03. Right now, obviously, there's going to be other levels you have to look at along the way, but at the end of the day, target number 1 smashed. Daily naked point of control flipped to support beautifully. Target number 2, we are now hitting. So get above this. This is the doorway, right? Or this was the doorway to higher prices, obviously. But once we get next doorway to higher prices, is this POC and plethora of resistance. Break that, flip it to support. That'd be nice to see for a bigger move up. So there you go. But again, just same kind of situation, right? Daily money flow coming up, right? 2-week VWAP starting to come up here, right? Money flow crossover into the green. Yeah, daily money flow looks not too shabby, right? Now, as long as it doesn't just fake you out, right? As long as it doesn't just fake you back out to the downside, get that crossover. Even if you get pullbacks, right? The idea is higher lows and higher highs. Overall, I'll be honest, like I don't think, just like we thought on Bitcoin, for the bigger continuation to the upside, just saying, bull divs at the 2-day, money flow starts to shape up. We look for that push. Wow, Discord is laggy recently. Looking for that push. Come on. Push into that level. And here we are, right? Literally sitting here. And it wasn't just, oh, we broke the trend line, we're going to pump, right? Like there's reasons. We have targets, value area low, golden pocket, massive resistance, breaking the trend line, bullish divergences, money flow coming up on the daily. That's why we look for the continuation up. It's the same thing for all these altcoins. We always look at the same thing, right? And you can see how well that plays out. Shout out to the premium Discord. But yeah. Let's see. Shout out to Vegas Claw. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Said, don't forget to check the expiration date on the birth certificate. Shout out to Vegas Claw. A birth certificate expires? Does it expire when you turn 33? Is that why you're saying that? Dang. Shout out to Vegas Claw. Hang on a second. Do they really expire? That's wild. Do birth certificates expire? I'm sure the Mafia already answered this in the chat faster than GPT. It expires when you die. That's kind of what I thought. I was like, is it a joke? They don't. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say they don't expose. Oh God! Shout out to Vegas Claw. Was that a threat, Vegas Claw? Oh my God! Oh God! Shout out to Vegas Claw. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He's calling you old. Oh man! Shout out to Vegas. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I will say one of my biggest, not fears, but one of the big things that I'm not looking forward to about getting older is potentially losing my hair, which isn't really a problem for me, at least yet. Inside joke, shout out to Vegas Claw. Which isn't really a worry for me. If you guys could see my hair right now, you'd be like, dude, you're never going bald. But Discord link is not working. Shout out to Extreme. Tony D. Why does the Discord link never work? I'm sure he has a valid answer for this, but it seems like it's always expired or something. Show hair. Maybe. I don't know. It's pretty brutal. My hair is vanishing. Shout out to Tony T. I will say, yeah, my hair's definitely vanishing as well. I found a gray hair the other day. I'm pissed. Shout out to French Toaster. So did I. Mrs. Candles goes, ooh, you have a gray hair. You're old. And I was like, get out. Get out, Mrs. Candles. I just unplugged her and deflated her, and I shoved her back in the closet. So that's why she hasn't been around lately. She told me I had a gray hair. But yeah, shout out to Vegas Claw. Yeah, hopefully my birth certificate doesn't expire soon. Shout out to Post, said he's clearly already bald. Yeah, it's 1K likes to see Frankie's hair. I will say this. I mean, it's pretty brutal right now, just because it's super like unkept. It's like I haven't gotten a haircut in like a month. Actually, longer than that. But it is, Mrs. Candles wanted me to grow it a little longer before I got a new haircut. Show hair or riot. Yo, shout out to Hugo's. Show something or riot is crazy. Giveaways or riot. But yeah, speaking of that, shout out to Tony D. Let's start doing the giveaways. We have 10 giveaways, birthday hair reveal. Yeah, maybe we'll do that on the Frankie Fake Out. Potentially. Should I let Mrs. Candles out of the closet? The literal closet, guys, not the figurative closet. Hang on one sec here. And guys, this is why if you see a gray hair on Frankie Candle's head, you just let it happen. You don't point it out because I told you. She said it. I deflated her, and I put her in the closet. Are you ready to come back, Mrs. Candles? Are you ready to come back? Should I inflate you again? Do you see any more gray hairs? Shout out to Mrs. Candles. Anyway, we love Mrs. Candles. Shout out to Tony D. Said the Discord link always works. It's permanent. Some may be using the wrong link or not clearing their cache. That's so weird. Yeah, I knew it was some weird technical thing. How could they use the wrong link? I wonder, Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I knew there was some weird thing on why people. I guess you have to clear your cache for the Discord link to work. That's so weird. But yeah, the one in the description should work. Let's see. Be nice to Mrs. Candles, Frankie. Shout out to Codon. Richardson 112 crew. Shout out to Nick Dunn. Let's go, baby. Richardson 112 crew. I got them all over the place. We got multiple Frankie Candles, Richardson 112s. Wiggity Wick Wick. Let's go. Shout out to who said that? Shout out to JR. Wiggity Wick Wick. Bitcoin coming back down a little bit. Oh, no. Anyone in the server can generate invites. They all expire. Probably hundreds of dead links floating. Okay, yeah, so use the one in the description. That one should work. I cleared all my cash today with these bills. Shout out to Crypto Maxi. All right, let's, Tony, I'm sure he's already on it. But shout out to Wick's Wife 589 and Wick 589. Wick, the new profile picture throws me off, dude. I'm sure he's in here, but I have not seen him because I'm so used to looking for his other profile picture. But Wick's wife still has the same profile picture, so she always stands out to me. If it doesn't work, empty all your cash into Frankie's pocket for his birthday, and then try the link again. Shout out to David Rumbelow. I heard that does fix the problem. But all right, let's see. The market clears my cash every day. Oh, my God. All right, I think Tony's about to draw the winners. We have 10 Cardano giveaways for today. I want to win. Shout out to Danny's. Let's go. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. Should we play some music? We'll play some birthday music. What if I just started playing Happy Birthday and I just had it queued up on the stream deck? Spoiler alert, I don't. So we'll just play this one. I like this one. All right.
Yeah, I got money on my phone and money on me. I got all these hoes, but still lonely. They've been blowing on that strong, but still so weak. I've been hiding the
Come on, baby.
But still low key. We've been sitting on the floor, they in the nosebleeds. Lately I've been in control, they can't control me. Yeah, they about to get it.
Hey, when I said that I'm 6 foot tall, guys, it is with all the Frankie Candles hats.
Grew my hair, took the grill out. Think it's time to put it back in. Trying to get into that big house. Turn the crib into the mansion. Needed something with that big bounce. You know I had to
Come
hit
on,
Jackson.
baby.
Aaron Rodgers with the quick routes. I'm with the gang, we packing. We on the field at Lambo. Might peel in a Lambo. Running drills in my
Come on,
camo.
Bitcoin, dump.
They know what the M stand
Dump
for.
it.
Still got fam in Hawaii, yeah. Couple fans in the lobby, yeah. Couple grand in my pocket, yeah. Couple grams of wasabi, yeah. Eye it up, no glasses. Light it up,
Blood
no
Diamond on the
matches.
15 minute?
Wife it up, no ratchets.
No,
Might
dang
turn
it.
my wife to an actress. And we gon' make a movie, no Kim K. Give a fuck about what your friends say. I got money on my phone and money on
Shout out to
me.
Melissa in the
I got
chat.
all
Let's
these
go.
hoes, but still lonely. They've been blowing on that strong, but still so weak. I've been hiding a drone, but still low key. We've been
Kill me.
sitting on the floor, they in the nosebleeds lately.
Frankie coming back with a wig is crazy.
Yeah, they about to get exposed for being so cheap. I've been sticking to the code and I ain't gon' cheat.
I'm just sticking to the code, I keep it so G. She asked me what I smoke, I'm smoking OG. I don't fool with too many, only catch me 4 deep. Gotta stay away from snakes.
Brendan,
when
yes.
these people so creep. I've been grinding for
Brendan says, why dump it? Are you short? Yes, I am short.
songs. Be hot for about a week. I put Gucci on my toes, I keep some cold feet. I ain't paying for no home. You niggas know me. I'm about to body the beat. I keep me a hottie with me. She wanna for a fee. Give me that for free. Keep me some money on me.
All right.
Me.
Song
Gonna
will
gas
end
keep.
before the giveaways, I
With
think.
me, sheesh. Bonito, cheap, keep.
I got money on my phone and money on me. I got all
Frankie
these
3 hat.
hoes, but still lonely. They've been blowing on that strong, but still so weak. I've been hiding a drone, but still low key.
4 hat.
We've been sitting on the floor, they in the nosebleeds. Lately I've been in control, they can't control me. Yeah, they about to get exposed for being so cheap. I've been sticking to the code.
There might not be a
and I
giveaway,
ain't gon'
guys.
cheat.
Tony D's just hacking the mainframe right now at light speed. Batu says, how do we participate in the giveaway? You're participating. You're in. You just got to be in chat. Shout out to Batu. All right. Well, the song ended, guys. No giveaway. That was the rule. No giveaway if the song ends first. I'm just kidding. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Oh, shout out to Tony D. I love that. So it drops them all at once. I love that. That is so much less chaotic than them popping up one at a time. Shout out to Tony D, the real GOAT. Actually, guys, I have to say something. I don't even know how to do TA. Tony D is the trader. He just tells me what to do, and I just do it on camera. He's a little camera shy, so I just do it. But yeah, shout out to, let's see who the winners are. It is pinned to the top of the chat. If you see your name, you want a giveaway, head to the free Discord and go to the giveaway section or the help center and claim your free prize. Shout out to Discipline. Shout out to Co-NVG. Shout out to Two Pig Paws. Yo, these names are crazy. Shout out to Frezzo's Tom the Rider, Vid, Surfs Up Crypto, Psychedelic Astronaut. Let's go. Shout out to Psychedelic Astronaut and Crypto Maxi and Navex. Shout out to Crypto Maxi. Hey, maybe share some of that with your son. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Congrats. There we go, baby. I love it. Rob the Crypto Stop says, sign up for the free Discord server. Go to the help center and claim your free prize. Shout out to CJ said, man, I never win. CJ, we're going to be rooting for you on the next giveaway, and that does increase your chances of winning. But guys, did that work? Are we on the face cam? With all that being said, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Let's see. Yo, Cyrus said, Frankie giveaway. He chooses them himself. Shout out to Cyrus. I actually have done that before, just kind of giving away stuff in the chat to random, people that I call out. Maybe we should do it like that. Maybe but then I don't know. It's less random. Kind of less random. But anyway, guys, with all that being said, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I got to go on into the birthday weekend here. Hopefully, Bitcoin dumps first to pay us out on the short. But remember, that money flow coming up on the daily is what we're looking for that continuation to the upside over the medium term, the 2-week green dot, the daily money flow crossover into the green. Come on, Bitcoin. Give us a little dump and then give us that bigger pump back to the upside. But, guys, thank you all for being here. Thank you all so much for the birthday wishes and the super chats and all the positive words. I appreciate every single one of you. Shout out to K Diggity. Shout out to Wix Wi-Fi89. Shout out to Wick589. CJ, Michael, Kodon, Simon, Cyrus, Fran Gonzalez, and Andrew Dance, Eddie C, Bilal. Shout out to Bilal. Welcome in, bro. Encrypted Crabman, Pennywise, everybody's favorite clown. Thank you guys for being here. I'll see you on Monday. Same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong!
Coach, what's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
And we're back, guys. Shout out to Kodon. We never looked at render. Why do I feel like we did look at render? We definitely didn't. I don't know why I thought we already looked at it. He says, maybe next time. No, not next time. Right now, let's go ahead and jump on in, pull up the regular candles here, and see what we got going on render. Real quick, I'm going to do speed analysis here on render because we're already, oh, baby. All right, well, hey. Mark it down. What is this? Got above our 786. Beautiful. Lower high invalidated. Ooh, baby. If we could hold above this doorway to higher prices, shout out to Codon. This would bring us potentially, if we could hold this again, not meaning, it doesn't mean that we can't cool off. Whoops. Doesn't mean we can't get corrections to the downside, potentially test some Fibonacci retracements, right? Doesn't mean instant up necessarily. But I'll give you these levels. Local golden pocket, 786 POC confluence. This speed tour, 376 up to about $4. This would be the first zone of support. If we lose that POC, I would be more likely to look down towards the value area low of the range, sitting at about 296. Golden pocket kind of sitting in the middle of the range there. So you could bounce there, but I like the confluence on the value area levels a little bit better. So these would be the key levels to the downside if you get a bigger retracement, but we are starting to peek our head above this value area low, which is the doorway to higher prices, potentially opening the door into our golden pocket 786 POC confluence. And if we take a look at this from a visible range volume profile standpoint, you could see break above this high volume node at about 555, volume falls off, meaning you could get a quick move into that level once you start cracking above these lows here. So yeah, I mean, honestly, kind of a simple analysis. It was supposed to be speed analysis, and to be honest, it kind of made it easy for me, right? Because we're just breaking above that POC. Remain above here. Doorway to the golden pocket POC 786 remains open. This sits at about 657 to 771. And if we cool off, right, it just becomes resistance. But again, you would just look to flip that and continue to the upside, taking a look at the daily time frame. Money flow crossing over into the green, just like everything else. Two-week green dot also printing. Hey, if you get that market cipher B116 to play out, hold that value area low. Very likely you can get that continuation up through into your POC and potentially get above that. Look into that value area high. Doesn't mean long it right now, right? Because you got to be careful the pullbacks. But I would say overall it looks pretty decent for some more potential upside as long as Bitcoin doesn't just go to zero, which it is not really doing right now. It's kind of just pulling back. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Shout out to the CandleMafia. Shout out to Jesse, Codon, below, Crypto Maxi, Cryptic Crabman, Hugo, Redman. Shout out to the mod. Shout out to Tyler Jordan, Rob the Crypto Snob, Chemistry Bro, Crypto A9, Crypto Billy. You guys know who they are. Show them some love in the chat. Shout out to Wick589. That's all I got. I'll see you guys tomorrow or Monday. Have a great weekend. Go touch some grass. I'm going to go touch some birthday cake. That's all I got. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top